All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Dev platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Oh, the title of this message is Get Ready to Escape. Okay? We need to get ready to escape. And I mean the inner man and the outer man, but more so the inner man. Get ready to escape. There are so many things taking place right now. And me, myself, I think of the whole overall that it's going to be worse or it's going to get worse. And I just need to now really instill in the hearts of people to get ready to escape. Okay? Because I believe we are in that moment in which the Most High Yah is going to see to it that those that are in the palm of his hand, I believe he's going to withdraw them from a lot of things that is about to take place. Somewhere in me, I feel that. Uh, that's why I even feel that I'm going to be present during that time because I try to piece things together in understanding why is it important for me to know uh, uh, all this information that he's pouring out to me privately. And I'm like, okay, but do the people know about that? Oh, I don't think the pastor taught that. I don't think the bishop ever revealed that. And in me, I try to really kind of get a grip of, okay, if he taking this time out to speak to me in this way, as if I'm going to be present, to be able to instill these same things into one. You know, it's not, it's like, okay, here we are in the year 2020, Father, they don't know nothing about that. You know, it's just new things, but yet old things. I don't know if you all ever read something in the instructions and directions of the Bible book. And you say, well, I never read that before. I never heard of that before, but here it is right here, plainly seen. Here it is right here. Well, that's how it feels to me when I'm hearing the voice of the Most High in the wilderness and I'm being taught things throughout the day. I'm not talking about no one or two things, you guys. I mean, things that I can't even get on here to even begin to explain it or to break it down to you. The way he speak it to me, it's like it's like an instant receive. It's easy for me to receive it, but to turn around and reverse it back to you, I find it very hard. It's getting hard, okay, for me to do that because it almost feels like it was meant for me. And I still can't a place of why, why am I giving, why are you giving me all of this? I don't, let me tell y'all something. I appreciate it, Father, y'all. You know my heart. I appreciate it. He knows, that's the good thing about him knowing our hearts. He already know who we are from the inside out. All this role playing, y'all, let me tell you, it's not even worth pretending and faking, and all that is unnecessary because he knows the inner part of who we are, you know. So therefore, it's no need for us to feel that we could fake things because we're in the presence of the flesh. Be who you are, and love on who you are, and more so who is in you, which is the Most High lives and reside in you. It's time to get ready to escape. It's so many. You might say, escape what? If you know what? If you cannot see with a spiritual eye, nor can you hear with a spiritual ear what is actually taking place in this day, in this time, then therefore I'm not speaking to you. Get ready to escape. I'm speaking to those who are out there that can feel that it's time to be fully prepared in our spirit man and in our flesh. Now, we know that the flesh ain't going to be fully prepared, but if our spirit work on being prepared, then our flesh, even though we're going to be gone here, least it'll be riding on our spirit. Why? Because that's where Yah abiding, our spirit. That is what's going to take us out of here, you guys. It's our spirit. The spirit of Yah in us is going to get us up out of here. So it's time to get ready to escape. And I mean, in a way where every day, throughout the day, just as you take in 3 meals, okay, that's when you need to take in 3 times of reading. Okay, if you snack, also take in a snack out of this instructions and direction book. This is what time we're in. It's time to escape. Okay. And a lot of the food in which you eat in the spirit, guess what? It's going to support you on your journey. See, a lot of times we just thinking, oh, and this is just a time period where we hear this, and YouTube this. I got this from this one. I got this one from this one. But baby, this is food for your spirit, for your travel in which he's about to send us on. You see what I'm saying? Because even the process of getting going or making it to the other side, which is the promised land, it's going to take a minute. You see? So don't forget, we're going to have to get to the promised land to be converted, to receive that new heart, that new name, that new spirit. So therefore, you're going to have some time still in this flesh. You see? But yet, if you have food to take on your journey, which is spiritual food, you're going to be okay. And that's what when I say get ready to escape, get ready to hear spirit and truth, the food of the spirit. The things that's going to be left behind, don't be so caught up on seeing and hearing all this chaos that's here. It's not going to be for you. It's not going to be for you. You're going to be on a journey heading to the promised land. So you need to really focus on escaping out of this environment in which we are in. Because it is said, and it shall be, he is going to take us up out of this environment. And we need to focus on escaping, getting ready to escape out of this. And how? Through spirit and truth. Have your lamp, your light, and eat all spirit and truth for your journey. Because it's time to get ready to escape. Because if you're not preparing yourself to get up out of here, most likely you ain't going. Ooh, devil, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. You might not be going anywhere. So it's more so important in this day and time to focus on your inner man in a way that it's going to support you in the journey up out of here. So get ready to eat more spirit and truth, more so than the things and the cares of the world, which I would say, this is what I would think. I think 98% of those who are on YouTube and Facebook teaching, preaching, and ministering and everything is not focusing on your inner man. They are focusing on your outer man. Why? Because they want your mind to be caught up here. They want your whole focus to be here. Why? Because this most likely is going to be where they're going to remain. They're not coming out of here because they're making here their home, and they don't seem to get it. And they feel that it's okay. So if they're making this country their home, then okay, this will be their home. So they're preparing for residing here and staying here. You come on, get ready to escape up out of here, y'all. And I know you can't get ready here, but you can get ready here. You can get ready here. And it's spirit and truth. Eat all the food for the spirit, you guys. Stay away from the food that feeds the flesh, that gives you pleasure and desire to feed up on, because that's what people are doing. There are, to me, the things that's on YouTube is food for the flesh. It is not food for the spirit. And that food you're not going to be able to take with you. To tell you the truth, if you eat that much food, your flesh will remain here. So you don't need to get ready. I speak to those that walk and talk and feel and live and sleep and wake up in spirit and truth. It's time to get ready to escape up out of here. The more you look forward to it, the more Yah will draw you out. Because like I say, from what I see, people are focusing on here and here only. They are preparing so much for this land. Everything from voting. They're looking forward to voting. They're looking forward to everything in this land, and not looking forward to up out of here, escaping. Okay. So this is what this topic is about. Get ready to escape. Get ready to escape up out of here. Because that's where we at right now. We in the midnight hour, and Yah is about to bring heathens out. And you want to be ready in your spirit, man, because the journey is not over until it's over. Until we get to the other side, where he do the new heart, the new spirit, a new name. But we have to get to the other side. Are there going to be many who are going to fall away? Yes, a whole lot, you guys. I even believe that the dry bones are those who are going to be restored. Somewhere in me is the dry bones to me. From when I read it, to me, as I read it in my spirit, the dry bone represents the army of David, because they are all men. Yes, women, all men. And the travel going over to the promised land is going to be majority women. Okay? Females. Let's put it like that. So I believe when he was speaking to Ezekiel, a lot of people thinking that he's going to raise up the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient who rebelled against him. No, I believe it is the army of David that has been scattered. I think the dry bones represent really, really, really dry bones. You see? And I think they were the army of David that lost their lives on the battlefield, because he says that they were males. Okay? So he's going to bring them over to the promised land too, in great multitude. Now, if it says a great multitude. You got to consider Yah's multitude. This is Yah saying his multitude, not our multitude. So it got to be a number. So I think that we need to get ready. And when I say get ready, a lot of us already been preparing in our inner man the best that we know how, and with the strength that he has given us to prepare, we hang dear to that, which is still good, because we can't do no more than we can, the best of we know how. But Sister Deborah come to you and say to you that get ready to escape up out of here. And not just you here in the United States, but on the four corners, because that's what time it is. Not time, but that's what hour we're in, at the tip of the midnight hour, because there are things that's taking place. And what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing is all these things are taking place that's already all up in Revelation. And the way that they're teaching and they preaching these things is not lining up with what was prophesied. But they teaching it anyway. Hold on. Why didn't you tell me you was coming? You didn't call my phone because my phone. Oh, well, you just called when she got over. I'm sorry, someone came. Hold on 1 minute. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me. Hey. I'm on live. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had so much stuff left over till I'm gonna give it to people that's in need, and it's all this fresh fruit and all of that. And the individual didn't tell me that he was coming to pick it up. Didn't call, didn't say anything. But let me get to this here. So I want to first say, let's go to Psalms 107. 107, Psalms 107. Psalms 107, verse 1 through 3. Psalms 107, verse 1 through 3. Oh, give thanks unto Yah, for he is good, for his mercy endure forever. Verse 2. Let the Redeemer of Yah say so, who he has redeemed from the hand of the enemy. Okay. Verse 3. And gather them out of the lands, from the east, from the west, from the north, and from the south. And it's saying, let the redeemed of Yah say so. You see, we have to prepare our mindsets and our hearts to just give thanks to Yah now, as if we already been redeemed, because we already know that we are about to escape the times that are about to come upon this country itself and other countries. He's coming from the four corners Okay, it says east, west, north, and south. Okay, that he is coming to gather them out. This is what Sister Deborah wants y'all to understand. We have to get ready for this. When I say get ready, think of it. Okay, talk about it. Okay, read verses that's telling you he's coming. He's coming. Just keep reading and studying. The day of the Most High Yah is coming to gather Israel and Judah. Just keep reading verses and verses and verses and verses over and over and over. Read how he's going to bring you out of captivity, how he's going to redeem you from your captives, from your oppressors. Read all verses like that. That's you get that puts you in a mood swing to be what? Getting ready to escape. Because that's the midnight hour we're in. And how we are to get up out of here. You see? So I want to say to you all, find those verses that help you eat from the spirit realm, and those verses that's telling you that he's coming and he's going to redeem you, he's going to bring you out, and how he's going to bring you out, and the way his plan is in regards to redeeming you. Feel that thing. That's really what I'm trying to say. It's time to start feeling that thing. When the more and more of what you see going on in the world, all the wicked and evil and all, the more and more you hear it and you see it, the more and more you're going to feel the Redeemer near. That's how beautiful it is. You're going to feel him nearer and nearer. This last thing that I was involved with for about a year, not a year, in the last 3 days, it brought me to a level of, hey, wait a minute. What else is there? What else could there be? You know what I'm saying? You can't get hurt no worse than you already been hurt. You know, yes, other issues and things can go on in your life, but what purpose will it be if I'm not going to be the one that remain here? You see what I'm saying? So therefore, even though these things are happening, I have to stay steadfast, unremovable in the whole mindset that, wait a minute, my redeemer is near. It's time for me to get up out of here. Start getting ready, Deborah, to escape. And no, you ain't gonna be able to take somebody on your left and your right, Deborah. Just focus on you escaping, and anyone else that's family or anyone that you know that comes along. Just focus on you escaping, getting ready to escape. Anybody else, they're going to escape as well, if it be the Father's will and it is connected to his small remnant. But it is so important that we have the mindset in this midnight hour to get ready to escape what is before us and what is coming. Okay, now when you get to Psalms 25 and verse 22, when I go to Psalms 25 and verse 22, let me tell you what it says. And I like David is saying these things. Psalms 25 and 22. Redeem Israel, O Yah, out of his troubles. Redeem Israel, O Yah, out of his troubles. This is David. And I, Sister Deborah, say unto you all, these are the sort of verses that feeds our spirit to get ready to escape the more of the violence and the crime and the evil and the wicked and the Satanism you see, the more and more you are to meditate on verses that feeds your spirit. It's about your spirit being fed. You want to turn toward the verses that feed that, give you food. I tell you what, give you food for your spirit. That's what you want to meditate on. That's what you want to focus on. Okay? Now, when you get to Deuteronomy chapter 30, Deuteronomy chapter 30, and that's way in what? Torah, Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3. Let's see what it says in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3. Yeah. That then Ahijah, thy God, will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether thy Yah has scattered thee. So here it is again. Let's go over it again. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. That then Ahijah will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether Yah has scattered thee. So here it's saying the same thing. It's almost to the point where the compassion of Yah is turning. He's turning now our captivity. Get ready to escape. He's turning our captivity, as Sister Deborah speaks. Okay, so and he's turning it, and he has the compassion is in play. Okay, another thing, he's letting you know, all nations, from all nations, I'm coming, Deborah. Tell them I'm coming to get what is mine. Get ready to escape. You all don't even know how much is actually taking place today. When I say how much, it is a lot. And if you could see in the spiritual realm, you would say, hey, I better get ready, get out of here. But see, what happened is we so caught up on the things of the world and my loved ones, who got what, who get this, how to put away this and how to do this. But we are not preparing to escape up out of here. And whether we prepare or not, if you are in that remnant, you out of here, whether you prepare or not. But you got to understand, you came in cursed, you're going to leave out cursed. So that means that your journey, you still cursed. You see what I'm saying? See, people thought that the curse was just being in the captivity of the enemy. He's going to collect you out of the captivity, but yet you got to take the journey to the promised land. You see? So if you're out of the captivity, what more is it? It's a lot more, because you ain't going to be cleansed until you get to the promised land. So that journey itself, you got to think about that. So this is what Sister Deborah said, getting ready for that, getting yourself ready and eat much spirit and truth. The food for the spirit more so than the food for the flesh. I look at YouTube as a means of feeding the flesh of man. I really do. Because I see nothing that preparing the people in any shape, form, or fashion regarding the journey itself, or preparing our hearts for the journey. You see? And if we prepare our hearts, guess what? We can leave something for someone else as well. We can lead someone to prepare their hearts to get ready, and get ready to escape all these things that's really before us. You get up on Revelation, you start to see, wait a minute, this is going on now. This is happening right here and right now. So let's go to let's go to Isaiah 54. Let me just go that way. Isaiah 54 and 7. In Isaiah 54 and verse 7, it says, for a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. This is what I'm saying. When Sister Deborah is saying, start to get ready, that means eat food for your spirit. Now listen to how beautiful that sounds, y'all. Just listen to how beautiful that sounds. Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. Baby, that sounds good to me. With great mercy will I gather thee. That is beautiful, y'all. You see, these are the sort of verses that feeds your spirit. So when Sister Deborah said, getting ready, get ready, this is what I'm saying. Get ready to escape. Through these words will they help you prepare your inner man to kind of prepare your outer man how to know and trust that Yah is about to redeem you up out of here. And then as you go on that journey, guess what? You've been had so much spirit and truth in you that you'll carry it on to with you. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Him gathering you together, okay? You still got to get to the other side. Remember, once you get to the promised land, that's when he's gonna clean you up, a new heart, a new name, a new spirit. But you ain't over there yet. So understand there's things that's going to take place on this journey, just like it was when Israel was brought out of Egypt. Their journey, there's some things that took place, and that's how it is with this journey. So I'm just saying, preparing your inner man. If the Holy Spirit is there, that's it. But just feed yourself the food that encourages you to have that hope of escaping any day. Okay. Now, when you let's read that again. And that was in what? Isaiah 54 and verse 7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. I hear you, Father Yah. Thank you. Isaiah 11. In Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12, it reads, Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12, and it reads, and he shall set up an ensign for nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispensant of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Now listen to that. He's telling you, even Judah, Israel and Judah, he's going to gather us from the four corners of the earth. And he set it up an ensign for the nations. See, he already going to do what he's going to do. But we don't know the hour, nor the minute, nor the second, and when he's going to do it. So all we need to be doing is preparing within ourselves that which is within us, looking forward to what he's about to do. But the reason why we need to feed our spirit is because of the things that's happening, you guys. It's a lot of things happening and going to happen. But if you feed in your spirit and truth, that's your food and your nourishment. That's your protection. Okay. Believe it or not, the Holy Spirit is your protection, but you're feeding your inner man information to keep you, not caught up in the things that's actually taking place in this world, because there is a lot of things taking place, and it's going to be before your eyes. Like right now, a lot of people, they live as if they don't see what's going on, but it's a lot of things going on. I'm talking about even in the spiritual realm. I remember the father 3 weeks ago, he was telling me about my nephew. He kept bringing my nephew. He said he's muscle-headed, he boasted, and he high-minded, and he hot-headed. And I was like, what's all that about? What's all that about? Me, myself. And I never knew what he was saying. And I felt he was telling me to tell that to my nephew. And that was like 3 weeks ago. So during this event, my nephew was there, and I had no idea. And even at a meeting that I had 4 days, a day before the meeting, one day was the meeting. 2 more days after that was the picnic. And who came up against me? That same nephew. I was like, woo-wee. That next day when everything was over, I woke up and the father said, see, you had a test on you, baby. I taught you something. And I was like, and then I began to say, when he did this, he said, but didn't I try to tell you 3 weeks ago? You see, He was telling me that 3 weeks ago, but he didn't give it to me in detail. He just kept telling me and bringing my nephew up on me, and I never knew why. But he was the hell raid. He was the one that stepped in with hell during that time of that what was that, the event that I had, and I was like, wow, So you see how he will prepare you. The Father will prepare you from the inside out. But you have to be able to accept what he's preparing in you. You can't tell him, oh, no, they're my family. No, that's my daughter. That's my son. No, you better not. Because I'm going to tell y'all something which y'all do not understand. His small remnant does not consist of your family. But it might. It ain't for Sister Deborah to say that it don't. But I will say to you, you focus on you and let him focus on everyone else that he see fit in him. And it might be your husband, your wife, your daughters, your son, your mother, your father. But you let that be on y'all. You ought to be dealing with what is in you so that you can have something for the journey. Okay, say for instance, you're going on a journey and it's going to be 3 years before you get to your location. You're going to be trying to take everything you think you're going to need. But when you get yourself together in your spirit realm and you've eaten enough spiritual food, let me tell you something, you got everything you need. And anything you don't have, it's going to meet you on that, in that, when you're making that journey. Oh, yes, it's going to meet you because you got the main thing. And that is what is in you. You've given it enough spiritual food. You see, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. He's going to be the one that lead us in that direction. But don't forget, we still molded in flesh. And most of our flesh has not been under subjection to our spirit. You see what I'm saying? So we still have to work. Not to the point where Yah is not in us. No, not greater in us. No, but still work. And if the work is just spiritual food to eat, that's not really working. Okay, that's just taking what you need for your trip. That's how I see it. So what was that? What verse was that? In what was that? Isaiah, what was that? In Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12, it reads, now watch to this. Watch. Oh, we did that one. So it was talking about how he's going to gather Israel, the outcasts of Israel, and gather together Judah from the four corners. He's going to do that. He said it, I believe it. I don't care what none of y'all say. He's going to do what he said he's going to do. And I know him. That's the way I've known him, to be about what he said, say what he about. That's just how I learned about who he is. I don't think I'm an individual. I don't think nobody can lead me from him or turn my mind or my thoughts of who he is. Because I think walking with him since I was 4 years old, that's a long time, y'all, to get up to this day and time and hear a bishop or a pastor or a priest or a Mori or a seer or a watcher or a prophet or a prophetess tell me he ain't who he is. You see what I'm saying? I got too much spiritual food on my plate and in my belly for me to just turn away from who he is, who he was, and who he gonna be. So I'm not going to lead no one in no type of darkness. If I can't lead you to a pin needle or light, I'm not going to lead you nowhere. So let's see what Jeremiah 31 says. In Jeremiah 31 and verse 10 and 11. Jeremiah 31, verse 10 and 11. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 10 and 11. Hear the words of Yah, O ye nations. Woo-wee! 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 But you know what? I'm sitting here saying woo-wee, but guess what? That's a revelation right there. That's an eye-opener. I never heard that, y'all. You don't even get what I'm saying, do you? I never heard that. Now listen to this. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 10. Hear the word of Yah. He ain't talking to you, Israel. He ain't talking to that. This is why I try to explain to you all, be careful believing what everybody tell you about Gentiles, heathens, and all of this. Learn what Yah say to you here, not what they say to you here. Learn what Yah say to you here, not what they say to you here. Because the true teacher rests within. That's the true church, y'all. That's the saints in here. You see? People don't even know that. They think it's a building, a pastor, a bishop, a preacher, an apostle, a Maureen, a seer, a teacher. No, baby, you been up and you been down, because that's not who it is. Now, I'm going to show you where a power punch just punched me. And I did not know he was going to do that. Now, as I see in Jeremiah chapter 31, I read verse 10, and I can't get past the first verse. Hear the word of Yah. Oh, ye nations. See, y'all run around here and think he ain't talking to them. He ain't speaking to them. He don't deal with them. He ain't got nothing to do with them. Use a lie from the pit of hell. Because in Ezekiel 36, I asked him, I said, why are you talking to these nations? Why you keep saying to the heathens, and you're going to know? And the heathen's going to know. And the heathen's going to know this. And the heathen, I'm like, what's the deal with the heathen knowing? What's this relationship with you, Father, and the heathen? He said, Deborah, that's between me and the heathens. But you can read and see. They still is under my control. They still answer to me. Just because Israel and the tribe of Judah don't hear me, don't obey me, let me tell you something. Just like I taught you in Job, Satan will always answer to me. See, we as flesh, Israel and Judah is the stiff-necked rebellion and the disobedient one and the whoremongers. We are the wrong ones, but we want to make everybody in the world wrong because we are truly the wrong ones in the eyes of God. He just made us the right ones in him, but we are the wrong ones outside of him. Why is he saying this to the nation? Hear your word. Oh, wait a minute, when can a nation hear your word? Because he is all power over all things. All things. If the earth and the sea take off running because it sees his face, that's deep to me. To me, that lost me in Revelation chapter 20. What do you mean they fled? They took off running when they saw the face of God on the white throne. I'm saying, why are they taking off running? He said they better. Because Yah's time, Yah's minute and hour and second, don't play with him. See, flesh out here with the Israel and the tribe of Judah, especially the tribe of Judah, these are hard-headed people. When he says stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient, guess what? We disrespected him by not looking at that and said, forgive us, Father, for being all that ugliness. Oh, and we ain't stiff-necked, we ain't rebellion, we ain't disobedient, and here today we still acting the same way with no charge or no accepting the fact that we're some ugly people. We won't accept that. We will blame the heathens and Gentiles before we blame ourselves. But listen to what he says in verse 10. Hear the word of Yah, O ye nations. He ain't talking to Israel. Let me close my door here. He's talking to the nations. So see that? You see him talking to the nations? This is what he said. And declare it in the isles afar off, and say, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doeth a flock. He's telling this to the nation. Do you think that the nation don't know he said that for this day and time? That's why they're doing what they're doing. But they try not to do it themselves. They trying to get the skinheads, the KKK, and the white supremacists ready to do the work that they know that they can't do to them themselves. That's why they trying to start a racial riot. Because they ain't they ain't gonna be the racial riot. They're gonna make the people. So when you run up on Matthew 24 and verse 7, when it says nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, that's people against people in their own country. You see? It's the Hebrew Israelites against the KKK. It's people against each other. And this is what the world is working very hard to form, that type of, how would I say, war. And are they going to do it very successfully? That's why I'm trying to tell you, don't get caught up in it. You're supposed to begin your spirit ready to escape up out of here. Trying to justify, because you see these Hebrew Israelites, these tribe of Judah men and women doing things out here that's contrary to what even Yah stands for, or what he's representing. The way he's representing, you know, that is not him. He's not sending us out here to do the things that we're doing, and then we justify it because we say we the children. No, baby, he's talking about spiritual children. He ain't talking about fleshly. See, that's what people don't understand. You could be the seed of the flesh. He's talking about the seed of the spirit. What are y'all talking about? See, y'all never did know that because you never recognized Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. And you really got lost in chapter 3, because in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, he just told you, I bring intimacy between Satan's seed and her seed. Her seed is the spiritual seed. Satan's seed is the what? Satan's seed. He'd already put the division right there. And we still today fight with who's who and what's what. You don't need to. Heaven's already cut straight through it and told Satan he did it. But Satan knows that there's a division. Why is it you don't? And it's in this book so many times. He that is born of the flesh is of the flesh. That's Satan. He that is born of the spirit is of the spirit. That's the woman's seed. See, they thought it was just the Messiah. No, baby. No, it wasn't just the Messiah. It was David. It was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was Solomon. That's why a lot of times people look at what they did and they say, well, they did this and he's still okay. No, baby. It ain't that he okay. And they were branded for his name's sake. That was before the foundation of the world, where they already written in the Lamb Book of Life. See, you don't understand. People don't understand stuff like that because the church didn't teach them. Hebrew Israelites awakening didn't teach them, and they still as ignorant as they were from the beginning to the end. Let's get with this one here. And in Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10, hear the word of Yah, O ye nations. Wait a minute, what you talking to them nations for, Father? He said, Deborah, see, that's where they messed up at. They thought that I could only talk to them. They didn't know I've been dealing with all of them. That's why they've been dealing with me. When I say do this, they do that. When I say do this, they do that. We just too ignorant to know that the mighty hand, the right hand of the Father control it all. You see, we think we in control, or somebody bothering us. They doing this to us. They doing that. They couldn't have had us in captivity, or they couldn't have had us oppressed us unless the mighty right hand of the Father had orchestrated it. See, we won't give the power to the glory of the Father. We take it and we want to blame this one. That's why I say a lot of us, I say 98% of us still haven't owned that curse. And that's a sad thing for me. That's sad for me, because I'm like saying, I did wrong, and Father, forgive me, and I salute your curse. I understand it. It's fully understood, and I'm sorry. You can't say you're sorry. You can't say anything if you don't accept it and you don't believe it. And you lie they'll get on the thing, they'll get on YouTube and they'll talk about the curse. Then the next day, they bothered us. They did this, they did this, they did this. But wait a minute, hold up. Did anybody really do anything? Or was this the mighty right hand of the Father? See, they won't just stay in one lane. They got to be over here. And y'all said, let them go any way they want to. They just so confused. And in their confusion, they disrespect and dishonor his mighty right hand and him himself. And that's why in Ezekiel 36, he tells him that they have dishonored him and profaned his name. Because what they didn't understand, his name rests in his power, and his power rests in his name. That's where they lost as well. Okay, but I'm glad to hear this, because it shows me he talking to the nations as we speak today. God is speaking to the nations as we speak today. But we so ignorant and caught up in our fake awakening till we still sleep. But we're not asleep, you all. We are dead. We are totally dead. Okay. Now he says, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd do his flock. Verse 11, for Ahiah has redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hands of him that was stronger than he. See what he did? Now it's telling you, he said he did it. He just letting you know, this is what Sister Deborah said you need to feed from. Father, you said you already did it. Well, claim that thing. Feel that thing. That's the readiness I'm talking about. Start to read these instructions and direction books that prepare you from the inner man to get ready to get up out of here. Because there's a lot of things in here. Look what we just read. He's talking to the nations. And if he's talking to the nation in here 1,000 years ago, well, won't you think the nation know he's talking to them? Do that make any sense? Don't you think that they know he's talking to them? But you don't. See, you think it's all about you because you're looking at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob from the seed of the flesh. You ain't looking at the fact that they are the seed of the spirit. They're not the seed of the flesh. They was born in the flesh, but they are seeds of the spirit. And even the seeds of the spirit do err. Oh, yes. They do err. Because where they're in the land of sin. So y'all don't, he said, those are the people he ain't gonna hold blameless, y'all. Throughout the Bible, it tells you, I'm not gonna hold you blameless. You are without sin. Because you are the seed of the spirit. They don't teach y'all that. And they ain't gonna teach y'all that. So prepare your inner man to get up out of here. So when you see all this trouble in the world and what's going on, call on the Most High, y'all. Ask him to deal with you deeper on the inside so you can prepare not just your inside, but your outer man to say, okay, every time you think of, Father, you have already redeemed us. You redeemed us, Father. You see, because here he said in Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 12, he's sitting here talking to the nations. He's talking to the nations. Listen to this in verse 10. Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10. Hear the word of Ahiah, O ye nations. Who is he talking to? And declare in the isles far off and say, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doeth his flock. Verse 11, for Ahiah has redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hands of him that was stronger than he. He's telling that to the nations, y'all. What is it Israel don't get? What is it Judah don't get? Nothing. Because they still out there killing and stealing and destroying on worldwide view. Why? Why do you think they're out there doing this? Why do you think Israel and Judah are out there doing stuff like that? To profane, to disrespect, to dishonor the Father, Ahiah. They're doing it against the Father to make him look bad. Why? Because the nations know who we are. And when they see us, they say, them his people are. And we study showing them how we represent him. Look at what we're doing. And we walking around here making people think that's okay. Oh, they bothering us. How they bothering you when you was put here by the mighty right hand of the Father? Tell me how they bothering you. When you say they bothering you, you saying to the Father, you bothering me. That's what you're saying. Out of error, stiff-necked, rebellion, disobedient. So busy being whoremongers that you don't know your left from your right. You don't even know what direction to go in or which direction you come in. But I tell you one thing, you ain't going to get out of here. You're going to remain right here. So those, I'm telling you, start getting ready to escape. And how you do that is in spirit and truth. Speak to that Ruach. Listen to that Ruach. Let it guide and lead you. If it can do it for me, it can do it for you. It talks to me too much. So I know it will talk to you. It leads me. It guides me. It shows me things that's coming. And it prepared me so I won't be afraid when things happen, y'all. That's what it's been doing since I was a little girl. You think Satan to Jeremiah 23, 6. Jeremiah 23 and verse 6 through 8. Jeremiah 23, verse 6 through 8. In the day Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called: the Lord our righteousness. See, that's his brand. The Lord our righteous, Ahia our righteousness, Yah our righteousness. Verse 7, therefore, behold, the days come, it said Ahia, that they shall no more say, Ahia liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Verse 8, but Ahia liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all country, whither I driven them, and they shall dwell in the house in their own land. Now, see, this is where the messed up from the floor up is at. Go back to verse 8. Go back to verse 8. And we're in Jeremiah 23, verse 8. But Ahia liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries whither he had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. You see that seed, y'all? Go back to Genesis. That's why I tell y'all messed up all the way from the floor when you don't understand. And when you skip Genesis, you can mess yourself up real bad. Don't let nobody tell you what it says. Ask the Holy Spirit to reveal to you. When you get to Genesis chapter 15, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, and I will put intimacy between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. What seed is he talking about here? That's a sad thing today, y'all. What I just revealed to you all is very sad. Because while y'all thinking it's the seed of the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, and it's not. It's a small remnant of the seed of the woman. You see what I'm saying? See, they thinking that's why Sister Deborah was getting confused. I'm like, well, wait a minute, your people out here doing things, Father, by great number. 99.9 is doing this stuff. Men are teaching men hating women and killing women, and you mean you gonna come get them? No, Father, y'all, I don't get it. I ain't gonna get it. Stuff like that, it's hard for me to deal with. When I see our people out here doing this and you coming for them, no, Deborah, I'm not coming for them. I already told them I'm coming for a small remnant. And that small remnant represent, there you go, Isaiah 23, now Jeremiah 23, verse 8. But Ahia liveth, which brought up and led the seed. You see that seed of the house of Israel out. Going back to eat the food of the spirit, y'all, and not the food of the flesh. This is the food of the spirit. He's letting you know it's a certain seed that's coming out. And it is the seed of the spirit, not the seed of the flesh. They're not coming out, y'all. They're going to remain right here. They're going to stay here. They're not coming out with the small remnant. That's why you cannot be caught up from the floor hoping that everybody's coming. Don't let them tell you that. Because as a prophet is in the wilderness, I said, what's the sense of long suffering if all of us coming? They're killing and stealing and destroying. And what y'all don't understand is, say for instance, somebody go out there to murder somebody. It is no different in the eyes of Yah for a pastor to lead hate in his sanctuary. It's no different. He ain't coming either. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of us think, okay, killing and stealing and this. No. You got to put them all in the same basket. Lying, and you got to put them all in the same basket. But this here, those that he's coming for, there's no perfection in them. They ain't that they perfect. No. But he ain't coming for the whole house of Israel and the whole tribe of Judah. No, he's not. To me, even for him to do that, he's nowhere just. because his word speak out. I mean, this word in this book and his spirit speaks different than to just let everybody come and say, y'all okay, you killed your mama, you fine, come on. You taught the whole line of men to hate women, come on. No, y'all ain't about that. The biggest thing that's being taught on this earth today to me is hate, witchcraft, sorcery, all those wicked things. You ain't going nowhere, baby. They line up together. Where you can find them all, go to Romans chapter 1. At the end of Romans chapter 1, you'll find them all. All of them are right there. You can see them all. You're not coming out of this land. So I'm saying to you all that's out there, be right in your heart in what you know that is what? Righteous. Okay? He is righteous. So why you think you coming out of here and you're going to do everything that's against righteous and you walking up out of here? Come on now. And intentionally doing it. Now here it says in verse 8, Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 8, but Ahiah liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all the countries whither I have driven them. They shall dwell in their own land. He's speaking of a seed. You notice it's not an S in it. You know why it ain't an S in it? When he speaks like that of the seed, that is spiritual, y'all. Now, if it had an S, it'll be the seed of the serpent. You see what I'm saying? Or the seed of the flesh, which is the serpent, which is seed of the flesh. But when he says seed, he's speaking of a spiritual people. And that's why I say it's sad. And that's why Sister Deborah tell you it's about getting your inner man together in the spirit realm. Eat the food of spirit and truth, and not so much of the food of the world that makes you feel that you got to get caught up in what they doing. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel 39. We got one more after this one here. I got someone waiting outside to deliver a package for me. Ezekiel 39 and verse 27, 28, and 29. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 27. And it reads, when I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemy's land, and I'm sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am Ahiah, their Yah, which caused them to be led into captivity. There he go. He letting you know. You're going to know he the one led you there. See, it says, what it means is that, Yah, we have disowned everything he have said. And listen to what he said here in 28. Then shall they know that I am Ahiah, their Yah, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. As if they did not know. See how they say they're awakening? Didn't they say they was awakening? Wait, okay, if you're awakening, you don't know that? You don't know that? That's because the way that they are awakening is hate. It is not truth. He's saying that you're going to know that when you get over to the promised land, because it's going to be set before you to know that, because you rejected during the time you was here. That's why I try to tell y'all, these people are not awakened. Listen to this in verse 28. Then shall they know, when they get over to the promised land, that I am Ahiah, their Yah, which caused them to be led into captivity. I caused that. What do? We blame the white man, the heathens, the Gentiles, and everybody else. The elites, we blame everybody because we reject it here in this land right now. We reject it. We don't want truth. But he's saying that because we reject it here while we on this land, he's going to bring it back on the promised land. Praise somebody, y'all. To me, that's deep. He's saying they are not awakened, Deborah. They dead sleep. Because when I get mine over to the promised land, I'm going to check them. What you mean you're going to check them? I'm going to check them. How you going to check them? Then shall they know, Deborah, that I am Ahiah, their Yah, which caused them to be led into captivity among their heathens. See, he gonna check out us. He gonna check us. See? Sister Deborah know it now. But I'm still gonna get checked because he's gonna reverse it. He's gonna re-say it again at the promised land. Now watch this here. But I have gathered them until their own land and left none of them anymore there. The seed. He's letting you know that he's going to check us when we get to that promised land. Oh, he's going to clean us up. He's going to give us a new heart and a new spirit, but he's going to check us, y'all. We ain't getting away with it because see what I was saying to you all, as a prophet is in the wilderness, I'm seeing how no one has any respect for being in captivity was the mighty right hand of the Father. I like what he's saying here is because a lot of things that we did over here, he's going to check us. He's going to check. Look how he's going to check. He said, he going to tell you. He going to show you. He going to tell you. What did he say? He said, know that I am Ahijah, thy Yah, which caused thee to be led into captivity among the heathens. So he's going to make sure you know. Now watch this here. Among the heathens. But I have gathered them unto their own land and have left none of them any more there. And watch this here. It says none of them. He talking about that seed now. Verse 29, neither will I hide my face anymore from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, said Ahijah. That's when he cleaned us up. That's when we get over there. When we get over there. But he's still going to check us. He's going to check us with everything we done. Ezekiel 36, it tells you that. He's going to check your butt. Okay? Now, when you get to, did I finish that one? The last one is Ezekiel 36, that's where it's at. And Ezekiel 36, listen to this. Ezekiel 36, and we're going to start with 24. It says, and David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgment and observe my statutes and do them. Okay? But where is it the part where he, oh, yeah, this is when he's, oh, I'm in the wrong verse. Okay, I'm sorry. Ezekiel 36 and verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of all the countries and bring you into your own land. Then, verse 25, then, so what happens between when he take us out of this land of our captives and the journey? You see, we got a journey. You see? But when he get us in 25, he says, and then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. In verse 26, a new heart also will I give you, a new spirit will I put in within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. All this he's going to give you when you drop down to verse 31. We're still in Ezekiel 36 and verse 31. And it says, and then shall ye remember your own evil ways. See, he ain't finished. Y'all think y'all got away with something. You ain't gotten away with nothing. Even though you are the seed, he's still going to bring your evil before you so you can see it and dissect it and see it for what it was. Because we done so much wrong, y'all, that we thinking he's going to swoop us away and everything's going to be, and it is. But he wants us to understand something. One is, it was his mighty hand that put us in captivity. You see? That's one thing he said he's going to reveal to us. So if he's going to reveal it to us when we get over to the promised land, why is it we not reveal that now? Because that's the negativity that your people have right now. That's why I try to tell y'all, these people are not awakened. They are what you call deep to their sin. And they calling it awakened. Because if he has to reveal that to you, he's revealing it because you didn't know. You see? So while you thinking you're awakening, you're awake. You can't be if he's sitting here saying, and then you will, when I get you over to the promised land, you'll know that I was the one to put you in captivity. That's what I battle with you guys. That answered a question for me today. Him saying that answered the question to me today. What I always thought. Father, these people sleep. I understand your curse. I understand that was your mighty hand that brought us into captivity and everything they're in. And he's like saying, you understand it, but they don't. And that's deep to me because that's like, that answer many questions. Why is it they keep blaming the heathens and Gentiles? If you are the cause of it, you're the purpose of it, you're the power of the right hand that land us right here. Why is it they don't grip that? They ain't going to, because they trying to justify, clarify, and identify their wicked and evil ways. And the only way they can do that is just like with me. The only way two of my children can get away with all the things that they have done in life that was negative and wasn't good and not going to be good because the way they continue is to blame me. I am the one in the little black box that they can put me in so that they can live outside of the block, the little black box, and do as they please and feel content. But as long as they mindset believe that I am in the little black box, and that's where they want me to remain, so that they can continue what they're doing. Why? Because this sister have light. She speaks spirit and truth, and I don't want to hear that. I want her in the black box, where she can't speak truth. So I like it in Ezekiel how he's going to bring us out and restore us. But I like down in verse 31, he said, and then shall ye remember your evil ways and your doings that was not good. That's deep to me. He said, and your abomination and your iniquity. Well, where is all that coming from? Because see, one thing I can say to you all, a lot of people, that's why I know that I am called, appointed, and anointed for the seed. It's because these things that he's saying to me, I'm like trying to figure out and say, well, why ain't they getting that, Father? Why did they don't understand? I don't get why they don't understand. Stuff confused. It's confusing to me, but it's because who you are in him, your purpose, your mission that he has called you to. But I, Sister Deborah, would like to end this conversation, not this conversation, this video with saying, get ready to escape up out of here. Okay. I know you see a lot of things that's taking place, but the more you feed your spirit, and your spirit in truth, you're going to be all right. You're going to know how to prepare yourself every day. If you eat 3 times, you read 2-3 times of the day. You see, if you have a snack, you read during that time you snack. Every time you give your faith, your mouth food, you make sure you give your spirit food. Okay? Don't sit up and eat 3 times a day and eat snacks and you haven't eaten the food, the word that's in this instructions and direction books. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you that get ready to escape, because we're getting up out of here sooner than you think. And I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And I say to you, I will be back. Shalom and shalom.